I think the next great podcast idea could be people who worked really, really hard to achieve their goal to build a business and failed. And this is why survivorship bias is the bias that we have for people that are successful. And then we ask them, how did they become successful? And they tell you how they did it. And we assume that's the blueprint to success. However, it could be the case that thousands of people followed that same blueprint and only 10% of them became successful, and we listen to that 10%. Now, obviously, studying successful people is extremely important, clearly. But what you really want to drill down to is take all the things that successful people did and then subtract the things that unsuccessful people did. And then what you will have left over are the unique things that only the successful people did that the unsuccessful people did not. And those would be the actual things that made the difference between someone becoming successful versus being unsuccessful. So there's two parts of that equation. A way you could look at it mathematically is xy minus x equals y. So xy, x represents all the things that people who have big goals do, whether they make it or don't. And then y represents the things that only the successful people did. So if you look at the cohort of people who are successful, they have both X and Y because they did all the basic things that everyone does, whether or not they make it or not, but they had some special things they did that other people did not. But the thing is, we don't know which is which. So if you subtracted X, which would be the way you would understand what X is by having conversations with people who worked really, really hard to achieve their goal and then did not achieve it. And only by knowing into the minds and processes of both of those groups of people will you be able to know the unique things that only the successful people did. For example, let's just vastly simplify this from the thousands of variables that exist to two variables. Let's say there's hard work and finding the right mentors. So both people who worked really hard and ended up successful and people that worked really hard that did not achieve success both had the attribute of hardworking. But perhaps it was having the right mentors was that Y variable that only the successful people had, and the people that worked very hard and did not find success did not have. So it's really by comparing these two groups that it can be determined what are the unique aspects that allow someone to become successful. So there's thousands of podcasts analyzing people who worked very hard and became successful, but there's almost nothing analyzing people that genuinely spent their whole lives working hard and yet did not really achieve any significant success. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think there really is a cohort of people that worked hard for their whole lives and never achieved significance? An optimistic view would be that cohort doesn't exist because all it takes is hard work, but I don't think that's necessarily true. That's it for this video. Let me know if that made sense to you. It takes a little bit to wrap your mind around this. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.